Hey guys, it's Sam and I'm here to announce the 2-year anniversary Shelflove Crate Readathon. So this video is being sponsored by Shelflove Crate, which is a YA sci-fi and fantasy subscription box. Every month they curate a box around a certain theme and you can choose to either get the box with the book and all of the goodies inside or just a book box without all the goodies if you don't want to collect all the fandom stuff. And for May 13th to 27th, they are hosting a readathon that is celebrating 2 years of them being open and having book boxes. So all of the challenges and things are centered around various themes that they've had the last couple of years. The theme for May's box is A Whole New World, which is about traveling to different bookish worlds. Typically, each monthly box contains 1 brand new book, but May's box contains 2. The links for Shelflove Crate will be linked down below, and new subscribers can get 10% off with my code, which is also listed down below. And that code benefits you guys. I do not get any kind of financial kickback from that code. So as I said, they are hosting a 2-week-long readathon from the 13th to the 27th and asked me if I wanted to be a part of it. And I've been using readathons a lot lately to get through my TBR because, as you guys know, one of my goals is to get through like almost all of my physical TBR this year. So I've been using readathon specific challenges to read books that I probably wouldn't reach for just based on my mood necessarily. Like, I'm still picking things for challenges that sound good to my mood currently, but like typically speaking, they would kind of possibly get brushed over on my shelf. So it's been very effective because I did 2 different readathons in April, and now I'm doing at least 1 in May, if not more. We'll see what happens. I've been on a roll with the readathons lately. We have 12 challenges, which are all around some of the themes that they've had in previous boxes. 12 is very ambitious for me, and I don't believe I'm going to get 12 books read within the readathon, let alone within the month. So I'm gonna choose some books for almost all of the categories, but I'm not sure I'm gonna get to all of them. It's ambitious. Maybe I will. Maybe I'll just be like a beast this next month, just kind of coming off of how good of a month I've had in April, coming up soon. You guys will see my wrap up. But whew, we will see. So let's just get into the challenges. So challenge number 1 is Written in the Stars, and this is a book set in space. For this, I am choosing Skyward by Brandon Sanderson, which is a book that's on its way to me currently from Book Depository because I prefer their covers. And this is also one of the BookTube SFF Awards nominees for this year, and it's a book that I have to read this month because the reading season is almost over for the awards season and it's almost the judging season, and I have a couple more books to read. So this is one of the books I have to read anyway. It's set in space, sounds very fun. I don't really know a ton about it besides it's space and spaceships, and that's kind of different for Brandon Sanderson. He has a few sci-fi series, but not many. Most of them are very fantasy, so I'm excited for this to see how I feel. Then challenge number 2 is Romance Reboot, which is a book with cyborgs. Now, I don't know if this book counts for a book with cyborgs because I don't know if the character is actually a cyborg that I think is a cyborg, but it's close enough. It might be robots, but I don't have any cyborg books. And that is Heart of Iron by Ashley Poston, which I believe is an Anastasia retelling set in space, but she is trying to fix a character named DO3, which is the last of the illegal remaining metals. So I don't know if the metals are robots or cyborgs or something kind of a mix between, but that's what I'm choosing for this because I don't really have any books with cyborgs in them. Number 3 is Let the Games Begin, and this is a book with a tournament or trial in it. Now this is kind of a stretch because it's more like a competition, but I don't have any like tournament trial books either. And this one is going to be Space Opera by Catherine M. Valente. This is like Eurovision in space. So it's kind of like a tournament trial, but it's more like a competition. So sounds like it's gonna be fun. The 4th challenge is Unlikely Heroes, and the tagline says characters from different backgrounds. Now, I'm just thinking Unlikely Hero is like, you know, a background unlikely to be heroic. So I am choosing Holy Sister by Mark Lawrence, which I'm about to start reading on audiobook. I just bought the audiobook today. And this is about a school of magical assassin nuns, and particularly the main character that you do follow doesn't necessarily start out as you thinking, like, I mean, you know that she's going to be the hero, or at least the hero of the story because you're following her, but she doesn't come from a background in which you would think she was going to be heroic, so I go with this. This is the finale. I am very hype. Number 5 is Life in the Shadows, and the tagline for this is Book with an Outbreak. I'm thinking this is like a zombie outbreak or like a diseased outbreak or something like that. Again, these are all kind of based on themes they've had in the past. I'm assuming there was like a zombie outbreak book in the past, but ooh, I don't really know if I have this. So I'm stretching this one a tad, I'm going with it because it fits and I want to read it. And that is A Poison, Dark, and Drowning by Jessica Cluess. This is the second book, the first book being A Shadow Bright and Burning, which I read in the fall, I think, and really enjoyed. And this has a number of, like, I forget what they're called. I don't know if they call them gods or not, but like monster things that have come out of, like, eldritch horrors that have come out of another dimension, basically, and some of them infect people. So I'm kind of taking this as, like, there's outbreaks, but it's not, it didn't give specifics. So, outbreaks of some kind. Outbreaks of eldritch beings. Challenge 6 is Magic and Mischief, and this is a book with magical creatures. For this I'll be reading Throne of Jade by Naomi Novik. This was a Patreon book pick, I think last month, or possibly the month before, but I started reading an audiobook and didn't end up liking it, ended up returning the audiobook, so I'm going to continue with it in physical form, but I just haven't had time because I was doing all of my books for the Owls Readathon and Tome Topple and everything like that, but now that I'm kind of out of all of those books, I can get back to this book and reading it in physical form. For some reason I just wasn't really liking the audiobook, so I'm hoping that I like it more in physical copy again. Number 7 is Sibling Rivalries, a book that features sisters. And I plan on reading some contemporary books in May, so I'm going with Save the Date by Morgan Matson. May is the beginning of wedding season, at least in the United States, so this feels like a good time for this book. This book is a contemporary that follows this, like, bigger family, and one of the daughters is getting married, and the main character is helping to, like, coordinate that wedding, and it's all kind of going a bit awry. I love Morgan Matson's books so much. Her contemporaries are so good. And I've been waiting for, like, springtime to roll around for this to feel more appropriate and seasonal, and there's a number of different sisters in here, I believe, or at least there's the main character and her sister that's getting married. So I'm not sure that they're rivals necessarily, but it didn't say they had to be rivals, it just be featuring sisters, so I think this will be good. Her books are chunky for being contemporaries, but they always tug at my heart and make me believe in love again. Number 8 is Feats of Illusion, and this should feature a character that has untapped potential. Now, I'm not going to necessarily know if this character has untapped potential, but based on the synopsis, I'm thinking it kind of fits. And that is Witchwood by Tahada Mafi, and this is one of my Patreon VIP picks. So this is the most recent Patreon VIP pick. Every month, my Patreon supporters get put in a raffle, and one of them I choose, and they get to pick any book off of my physical TBR for me to read. They have complete control. There's also Patreon book polls that I do that everyone gets to participate in every month, but one person gets to actually, like, choose any book for me to read. So this is my most recent pick, and this features a character that sounds like she doesn't know her potential until some other characters from the companion book in this kind of, like, world series. I don't really know what's going on with this series by Tahada Mafi, but they show up and I think they, like, introduce her to more of her potential. So this is a middle grade story, so good for readathons because you can get through them real quick. Then the 9th challenge is Squad Goals, and this is a book with multiple POVs. This is another book that's on its way to me, and that is Record of a Spaceborne Few by Becky Chambers. This is a prequel story to, what's the title? Long Way to a Small Angry Planet by Becky Chambers, which I read a few years ago. This is also nominated for a BookTube SFF award this year, so one of the last books that I have to finish up for this year, and I'm very excited because I love The Long Way to a Small Angry Planet, and this is following a number of characters. I think there's like 5 people in this crew, so I'm excited to read this one. The 10th category is Warrior Women, and this is a book featuring Vikings. I don't have any books featuring Vikings, so I'm skipping this challenge. Number 11 is Take Back the Throne, and this is a book featuring royalty. For this, I chose Of Fire and Stars by Audrey Colehurst, and this is about a girl that's betrothed to a prince of another kingdom, but she has magic, and the kingdom that she is going to outlaws magic, or magic is forbidden or something. So she is going and trying to cover up her magic while she's there before she gets married, but she's also falling for her betrothed, it's very hard to say, sister. So this is a female-female romance, and I've had this on my shelf for a while, and I keep being like, you should read that, and then I just don't. And this is about royalty. So again, the readathon's making me pick up the books that I keep skimming over on my shelves for unknown reasons. I think it's because I have so many blue books, because my TBR is rainbow, and so sometimes some of the colors I just kind of like, my eyes just drift over them because I have so many of that particular color. And the last category is Saints and Sinners, and this is a book about star-crossed lovers. And for this, I chose Girls of Paper and Fire by Natasha Egan, and this, from the synopsis, there's a girl that gets chosen to be, I think, like betrothed to the king, or like part of the the king's concubine almost, I want to say, but then she falls in love with somebody at the palace instead of like plotting her escape, and everything kind of goes from there. I also heard, I think that this is another female-female romance. So I've heard mixed things about this. Like some people love it, some people hate it. So I'm excited to try this one out. But it sounds like the two that fall in love like aren't supposed to be together, and it's all like star-crossed and everything. Shelflove Crate also sent me a box. It's a special readathon box featuring one of their books. There's a bunch of like cat hair just went up because this has been waiting for me to unbox on the floor, and apparently the cats decided to sit on it. But this is a special readathon box featuring readathon goodies and also one of their exclusive books that fits one of the categories. The Saints and Sinners category, because I know which book this is. So I'm pretty sure this is featuring some goodies from past boxes, but also is like readathon appropriate goodies. So let's see what it has. First thing I'm seeing is this book sleeve. It says, "These violent delights have violent ends, and in their triumph die, like fire and powder, which as they kiss consume." Romeo and Juliet. So this is, I'm pretty sure, yes, a book sleeve to protect your book. Man, this is nice dramatic quote. I love a good dramatic quote. Let me move my TBR so I can put the stuff up here so you guys can see. That must have also been the Star-Crossed Lovers box, obviously. Ooh, then we have a coaster. It says, "I am lightning made flesh, colder than falling snow, unstoppable as the desert sands riding the wind." It's obviously a quote from a book, but look at how pretty it is. I like those colors. Since this is like an amalgamation of a bunch of different things from different boxes, I don't have like the guide like a lot of boxes come with, because this is like a special box just for this. Ooh, then we have these exclusive Arrow socks, and it says, "May the odds be ever in your favor." So Hunger Games socks. So the Trials and Tournament box. We have a Honor Above Life candle, which I'm not sure what that would be from. Ooh, that's interesting. I don't know what the scents are, but it's, I was expecting this to be more smoky, and it's like floral, like night flowers, if that makes any sense to anybody. Do you guys ever look at pictures of night gardens? Ugh, they are so beautiful. They're gardens that are designed to look their prettiest at night. I die every time. If I ever decide to ever get a house again, which I rented a house before, I never owned one, but I don't want to own one because that's expensive. Anyway, adult problems. I would make myself a night garden in the forest. When I run away to the primordial forest that I want to live in a cottage alone, I will have a night garden. So witchy. Ooh, this is Selena's chocolate mud cake mix. That is so fun. So if you guys haven't heard about mug cakes, you just pour the ingredients in a mug and you put it in the microwave and you make a cake. So this is good for readathons because like snacks. Like they're sending me like snacks and like candles and cozy things. Thank you. Ooh, speaking of cozy things, this is most definitely a mug. Ooh, and this says beauty is in the blood. This is very me. Also very Sarah Jane. Sarah Jane likes dark florals, and this is dark with floral patterns. So not quite what she like loves with all the colors and stuff, but anyway, this is beautiful. I'm going to enjoy this mug highly. Then we have some bookmarks. I'm not positive who some of these characters are. I know who this is because I've seen this art before, and it's labeled on there. This is the guy from Cruel Prince. What is his name? Carden. Because I haven't read this book recently. His name's Carden, I remember. "You're playing the great game of kings and princes, of queens and crowns, aren't you?" Isn't that pretty? And it's velvety. These are nice. These feel nice. Can never have too many bookmarks, my friends. Then we have a little Shelflove Crate sticker of a, you know, like TBR shelf or a bookshelf. And we have a little book reviewing notebook, and it has what happens in book club stays in book club. And it has like the book review, like would you recommend it, your overall review, quotes, star rating, all of that. So if you like to record your book reviews more in a hard copy, this is a fun thing for that. And the book they sent me is Wicked Saints by Emily Duncan, which is a Star-Crossed Lovers book. Do I now own 3 copies of this book? Yes. This has been all the rage around all of the book places, so I have just so happened to get 3 copies from 3 different places. Well, one was an ARC. I got that a while ago, but most recently this month I've now gotten 2 copies unexpectedly. So now I have 3 copies of this book. I have a review because I've already reviewed this book, so I'll link that on the screen if you are interested in what this book is about and more of my in-depth thoughts. But this is basically a villain romance story. star-crossed lovers for sure. So that is it for my readathon announcement and little readathon box that they sent me. But comment down below, let me know if you plan in participating in the readathon. All the links for it will be down below. So if you're interested in participating and want to be active on social media with the readathon, then go ahead and check that out. So thank you all for watching, and I'll see all of you guys soon. Bye.